Welcome back to Numerix Math. So today we're going to learn about circumference of a circle under the strand of measurement, and our substrand is circumference of the circle. So by the end of the lesson we should be able to find the circumference of any circle, or find the radius given when you're given circumference, and maybe the distance covered by either wheel, the distance covered by anything circular. So circumference is the distance around a circle, So when we talk about circumference is the distance from here going around the circle. This whole distance is called circumference. Okay, the difference between circumference and perimeter is perimeter is used for straight objects, while circumference is used for circles. So the formula for finding circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, here 2 pi r, and or pi d, 2 pi r or pi d. So where pi is 22/7, yeah, pi is 22/7, but at times you could be given pi as 3.142. So use the one you've been given the equation. Well, r stands for radius, and D stands for diameter. So let's do our first example. So what is the circumference of a circle whose diameter is 2.8 centimeter, and we have been given pi as 22/7. When we use diameter, circumference is equals to pi d. Okay, yeah. When we use diameter, we use this formula pi d. So given that pi is 22/7, so pi is 22/7. So we substitute the value of pi and d in the equation. So it's equals to 22/7 times 2.8. So we can cancel this one, 7 here, 1 here, 0.4. So we have 22 times 0.4. So when you multiply 22 by 0.4, you will get 8.8. 8.8 centimeter. So this is the circumference of that circle whose diameter is 2.80. It is very easy. Let's do our second example. So work out the circumference of the following circles. We have been given pi as 3.142. Pi is 3.142. In the first circle, we have been given diameter as 15, while the second circle we have been given diameter as 5. Let's split this like this. So when we use diameter, we use this formula pi d. So we have pi as 3.127. We know pi is equals to, we've been given pi as 3.142, while our diameter is 15 centimeter. So let's substitute the values of pi and d in the formula. So that is pi is 3.142 times d is 15. So let's find that. So 3.142 times 15, you get 47 0.13 centimeter. So that is our circumference for the first circle. Let's move to our second circle. We know our formula is, when we use radius, our formula is 2 circumference is 2 pi r. 2 pi r. So we have 2 pi is 3.142 and radius is 5 centimeter. So let's substitute the value of pi and r in the formula. So we have 2 times 3.142 times our radius is 5. So let's find that one out. So you have 2 times 3.142 then multiplied by 5. So our circumference is 31.42 centimeter. Okay, you have to know the difference when you use we use radius, we use 2 pi r as the formula for circumference, but when we use diameter, we use pi d. Okay. On to our next example. A circle has a radius of 28 centimeter. Work out the distance in meters it will cover in 50 complete revolution. Okay. So let us know that 1 revolution is equal to circumference. 1 revolution is equal to circumference. Okay. Yeah. So, and you know circumference is equal to 2 pi r or pi d. Okay. 2 pi r or pi d. So let's find the circumference of the circular object. So let's sketch a circular object, and the radius, we've been told the radius is 28 centimeter. So we know that when we have radius, we use this formula 2 pi r. So we know pi is 22/7. We've been given pi is 22/7 and our radius is 28. So let's substitute the value of pi and r in the formula. So you have 2 times pi, which is 22/7, times radius, which is 28. So this circumference. So you can simplify this here 4, then 4 times 22, that is 88. 88 times 2, that is 176 centimeter. So we've said circumference is equal to 1 revolution, and our circumference is 176 centimeter. And our question is asking us to work out the distance in meters it will cover in 50 complete revolutions. So if 1 revolution if 1 revolution is equal to 176 centimeter, what about 50 revolutions? So we cross multiply, so that is 50 times 176 over 1. So let's work this one out. So it is 50 times 176, so that is 8,800 centimeter. So this is the distance in centimeter that the wheel will cover in 50 revolutions. And we have been asked to find the distance in meters. Okay, so you know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So what about 8,800 centimeters? We cross multiply, so that is 8,100 centimeters times 1 meter over 100 centimeters. So we cancel that one. So we have 88 meters, and this is the distance that the circular object would have covered in 50 complete revolutions in meters. Okay, yes. Okay, a water sprinkler can irrigate a circular region with a maximum radius of 4.9. So let's sketch that circular region. If the water sprinkler is here, it can only irrigate a circular region with the maximum radius of 4.9. So from where the sprinkler is to the region or the maximum region it can sprinkle water is 4.9 meters. So work out the circumference of the maximum region it can irrigate. So given pi is 22/7, and we told that pi is 22/7, and our radius is 4.9, and we know our formula for circumference is equals to 2 pi r. So let's substitute the value of pi and r into our formula. So we have 2 times 22 is pi 22/7. Yes, 22/7 times 4.9 meters. So you can simplify this one. We have 7 here once to 4.9, that is 0.7. So you have 2 times 22/7, we have 7 is gone, times 0.7. So let's calculate this. 2 times 22/7 times 0.7, we should be getting 30.8. So the circumference of the maximum region the sprinkler can irrigate is 30.8 meters. So this is our circumference. Okay, yeah, this is the maximum region the sprinkler can irrigate. Let's move to our next example. We have Korir. Korir is a runner. Korir ran round a circular field of radius 45 meters. So let's sketch that circular field. Korir ran round a circular field of radius 45 meters. Find the distance in meters covered in 6 laps. So the circular field has a radius of 45 meters, and we're being asked to find the distance in meters covered in 6 laps. So when Korir runs from this point or around the circular field, that is 1 lap. Okay, when he runs around that circular field, that is 1 lap. So 1 lap, that means that 1 lap is equals to circumference of the field. Okay, so we are told to take pi as 3.142, and the formula to find the circumference of the field is 2 circumference is equals to 2 pi r, and our pi is 3.142 and our radius is 45 meters, and we know that 1 lap is equals to circumference. So you have to times our pi is 3.142 times our radius is 45 meters. So let's work that one out. You can always try to pause the video and work out, and then you'll come back and see whether you have gotten the correct answer. So you have 2 times 3.142, then times 45. So we have 282.78 meters. So our circumference is 282.78 meters. And we said 1 lap is equals to circumference. So if 1 lap is equal to 282.78 meters, what about 6 laps? So let's cross multiply. So we have 6 times 282.78 over 1. So we have 6 times 282. So that is divided by 1, that is 1696.68 meters. So this is the distance Korir would have covered, or Korir covered, in 6 laps in the circular field. Okay. Yes, let's move to another example. The circumference of a circle is 264. So in this case, we have, let's sketch the circle. Circumference of the circle is 264 centimeters. Okay. Work out the radius of the circle. Pi, we have been given pi as 22/7. We know circumference is equal to 2 pi r. But in this case, we have been given circumference. We have been given pi, but we have been asked to find the radius of the circle. So we can always work this one out, provided we have only one unknown, which is radius. So our circumference is 264. So 264 is equal to 2. What is our pi? Pi is 22/7 times 22/7 times, what is our radius? Our radius is r. We don't have the radius, so is the unknown that we are looking for. So we'll get, that is 264 is equal to 22 times 22 times 2, that is 44/7 r. Okay. Yes. So we have 264 is equal to 44/7 r. So let's multiply both sides by 7 to remove the denominator. So by 7/7. This one cancels with this one. So we have 264 times 7. So that is 1848 is equals to 44r. For us to find the value of r, we divide both sides by 44. So divide by 44, we divide by 44. So this one will cancel with that one. So r is equal to, so it is 1848 divided by 44. So we have r as r is 42. So our radius is equal to 42 centimeters. Okay. You can always prove that by substituting the value of r as 42 and see whether you'll find 264 as the circumference. Okay, yeah. So the diameter of our wheel is 1.4 meters. How many revolutions will it make to cover one distance of 22 kilometers? We know that one revolution is equals to circumference. So let's sketch that wheel. It has a diameter of 1.4. So we say that the wheel has completed one revolution when it covers this distance, or it covers this distance from this point to back to this point. So that is what we call one revolution, or a revolution, and a revolution is equals to circumference. Okay, so the diameter of our wheel is 1.4 meters. How many revolutions will it make to cover a distance of 22 kilometers? So first of all, we have to find the circumference of the wheel, and circumference is equals to pi d. Our pi is 22/7 here. We'll be given pi as 22/7. So let's substitute the value of pi and d times, what's the value of d is 1.4. Okay, yes, so we can substitute this, we can simplify this. So 7 here, 1 here, 0.2, and 0.2 times 0.2 times 22, that is 44. 4.4, I mean 4.4 meters. So this is the circumference. Okay, yeah, I can, that is the circumference. Just a minute. So that is the circumference, and we know that we have been given distance as kilometers, so we have to convert it to meters. So 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters. What about 22 kilometers? So that is 22 kilometers times 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. So this one with that one, so we have 22,000 meters. Okay, yeah, and one revolution is equals to circumference. So how many revolutions will it make to cover a distance of 22 kilometers? So revolution is equals to total distance, which is 22,000 meters, over circumference, which is 4.4 meters. So we have, that is 22,000 over 4.4 meters. So 22, that is 22,000 divided by 4.4 meters. So that is 5,000 revolution. So that will have to make 5,000 revolutions in order to cover 22 kilometers, or 22,000 meters. Okay, yeah. So a piece of wire in form of a rectangle measures 53 by 35 centimeter. So let's sketch the rectangle. 53 53 by 35 centimeter. This wire is bent to form a circle. So this wire that has been used to form a rectangle is bent to form a circle. Work out the diameter of the circle. So we said earlier on in this lesson, we said that circumference and perimeter are all the same thing. It is just that perimeter is used for straight line objects like squares, rectangles, and triangles, while circumference is used in circles. So the whole of this thing, the whole of this wire, when you move from here to its width, to its length, the other length and the other width was bent to form a circle. So that means for us to find the circumference of the circle, we should find the perimeter of the rectangle, because the whole of this wire was used to form a circle, a circular thing, or a circle. Okay, yeah, it was folded to form a circle, and we have to find the length of the wire, and to find the length of the wire we should find the perimeter of the rectangle, which we have its measurements. So perimeter is equals to 2 into length plus width. So you have 2 into our length is 53 plus 35. So you have 2 into 88. So our perimeter is 176 centimeter. Okay, so if the perimeter is equals to 176 centimeter, it means that the length of that wire is 176 centimeter, and the same wire was used to form a circle. So that means that circle formed from the wire that was initially a rectangle is 176 centimeters. So that means the same wire that was used to form a rectangle was used to form a circle. So from this point all round to this point is 176 centimeters, and that is the circumference. Okay, yeah, so the circumference is equals to 176 centimeter. So now I've been told to find the diameter of the circle. So we are supposed to to know the diameter of this circle. Okay, and we know circumference is equals to pi d, and our pi is 22/7, and our circumference is 176. So that is 22/7 times d is equals to circumference 176. So that is 22/7 d is equals to 176. Let's multiply both sides by 7 to remove the denominator. So we have this one cancels with this one, so we have 22d is equals to 176 times 7, that is 1232. So let's divide both sides by 22 for us to find d. So this one goes with 0. So d is equals to 1232 divided by 22. So that is diameter is equals to 56 centimeter. Okay, yeah, so that is how we should work this one out. It is an application question of circumference and perimeter. Okay.